All right, everyone. We're going to talk about putting one of these mods on a softbox. But first of all, let's talk about softboxes in general. Obviously, you got several different sizes to go with these mods, and so what I've done is put together a list that you can find down below of boxes that I have purchased and brought in here if I didn't already have them, and I've used them with the mods to make sure that they will fit and install correctly. So use that list below if you don't already have the particular size box, or if you get a mod in and it doesn't seem to work that well with whatever box you might have, you can refer to that list, which I have done my best to find boxes at low price points that still have the quality to, for use in a professional setting and with these modifiers. So, in talking about boxes, they come with diffusion layers. So you've got your outer diffusion on the outside, and you've got an inner diffusion that will come with the box as well. You want to install that inner diffuser. What that does is even out the light in the box, and it prevents hot spots for when your strobe fires in that box. So it's pretty much a general rule of thumb. I do this with all my boxes, whether I'm running a mod or not. That just evens out the light source, so you're getting exactly what you expect to get out of this full surface area. So just set that in there, and then once you do it once, you just kind of, at least for me, I just leave it in there. All right, and then when I install the outer diffusion, I do my best to run it along the inside edge of the Velcro, leaving as much Velcro real estate around the edge as possible. This would be the same type thing if you were going to install like an egg crate grid or something on this box, which is essentially what we're doing, but just with a different style mod that does, creates this look versus like a grid, which you would basically use to control the light and not use it as a set piece. All right, so once you have this in place, we're good to go with putting a mod on. Now, as I've shown on some of the other videos and stuff, and some of the pictures you can find on the other pages of the website, these mods do have adjustable corners. So it's probably the first time that you put it on your box, you'll want to adjust these based off of kind of the angle of your box you're using. Each one might be a little bit different, so that's why I've incorporated these types of corners. So that'll help things out greatly. Also, on the mod itself, you'll see it's got two different feeling sides to it. The inside of the mod has got kind of a rubbery sealed feel to it, and you can see it's a little shinier. And this is the coating that makes this material opaque. So no light is going to come through here, and you can see it maintains the darkness that we want between the circles. So that is on the inside. The outside is more of your textured kind of feel and look. And so when we go to install this, we'll obviously want this kind of shiny rubbery side to the inside, and the mod kind of installs like this where it comes out slightly from the box. So now that we have it kind of set here, I'm going to just put in the top part of the mod, just kind of as close to the corners as possible. One more note while I'm putting this in. These mods are going to be slightly smaller than the boxes you're putting them in. So don't be alarmed by that when if you have to push in the edges slightly, because all that does is pull it out and helps maintain the integrity of these circles, which sells the effect of what we're doing. All right, so we're going to go down this one side here and just kind of let it fall. You might have to pull it out and push it back in, kind of based on how the Velcro is catching. We've all worked with Velcro, so sometimes it's easier than other times to manage with. So this side I'm pushing in a little bit, just going down the edges. Another point of putting this as deep in the box as possible is that helps seal the light, or give you kind of a light tight seal along the edges, so when the strobe fires, you're not getting light creeping around the edges of the mod. And don't be afraid to go inside these holes to help yourself out in placing the mod in there. That's kind of how I do it, and makes it much easier than just trying to keep your hands on the outside. So on the bottom, just pushing up the bottom of this box. And then what I would do, this is a constant light, so for use during this video. So I'm gonna turn it on as if, if this was a strobe, this would kind of be, I would turn on the modeling lamp and then go around the edges, and you'll see, probably when you first put it in, you'll see these little light areas around the edges. And what I do is just go around and push the Velcro back on to the edge, and you might have to kind of pull it out and reseat it, possibly in certain areas if you didn't get it deep enough, or what have you, kind of like right here. But you just want to go around the edge until those little light streaks disappear, and then you might want to pinch these corners again and let that Velcro kind of sit or get set. Right here's a little area. And so once you go around and no longer see any light around the edges, then you're pretty much good to go. Some of these boxes, based on their construction, you might have a little gap in the corners, and based on the situation, the shooting situation, I'm not averse to putting maybe just a little touch of gaff tape in the corner if necessary, and that'll take care of any other kind of leak you might get coming out of those boxes. So, and referring back to the list while I'm thinking about it, there's some boxes, all boxes are not created equal. So right here, I've got this Godox 2x3 box. I've got a Glow 2x3. Both of these are on the list below. But I tend to think that this Godox is of higher quality than the Glow. It's just a little bit stiffer. You can see the spring back on this. It's a little bit hard to push in the edges. And any box like this that's got some rigidity to it will perform better with these mods. Obviously, it's working with this box, but you can see it's a lot easier to collapse this in. And it's just, eventually I've found working with some of these, I guess, lower quality boxes, they will begin to sag. So in that list, I will include this box because it does work, but the boxes kind of at the top of the list would be my preferred choice when it comes to that. Last thing with these boxes that I failed to mention just a second ago, you'll need speed rings to match your lights to go with them if you don't already have them. And so this one has already got a Bowens mount on it, and Godox, a lot of their boxes come with the Bowens mount, which is a great value. Otherwise, so with Profoto, you've got to get one of these rings. I get the third party, like this is an Impact, so they use about half the cost of a name brand one, works just as well. This is another example. This is like a buff for your Alien B Einstein lights, but you can get these for all of your lights, which can then work with these in tandem with these boxes, so they will basically work with any strobe, and you can get yourself going. I hope this kind of helps show you how to do this, how easy it is to get it on, get it set, and then you're ready to take some cool pictures. So thanks a lot for your support on here, and if you've got any other further questions, hit me in on the Contact Me page, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.